welcome in everybody here to the local community hour on WRMN AM 1410. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you everyone, of course, for tuning in today. We hope that you are enjoying this lovely day. Of course, we have a very special interview today. We have Jen Keller with us sitting in studio with PADS of Elgin. They provide shelter, important services, and professional guidance to people and families who are in need. So we are graciously joined by her today. Thank you so much for joining us here in studio.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to chat.
Absolutely. So Jen, just do a little introduction of yourself and how you got started with PADS of Elgin.
I am the development manager at PADS, which most people ask, what does that even mean? I am basically the person that connects PADS with the community. I tell the story of what's going on at PADS, whether it's to donors or to people like you, to make sure that everybody knows what's going on and why they should support PADS of Elgin. I came to PADS originally as a volunteer a very long time ago in high school. Life happened, and then I was looking for a place to donate food and found out that PADS of Elgin is just a few minutes from my house, and then left my teaching career and was looking for a new place to volunteer and came back to PADS, and through some beautiful miracle, that turned into the job that brought me here today.
Awesome. Very cool. So again, you're the development manager of PADS of Elgin. I know that you are going to be sharing some updates about PADS of Elgin's recent work and initiatives. So let's get into it. PADS of Elgin has been a major shift from event-based fundraising to individual donors and corporate partnerships as well. So what inspired that pivot and how has it changed your approach to development?
Yeah, when I was hired at PADS, my main goal was to be an event planner. We very quickly went from 2 events to 5 events, and then we realized in the last year that it takes an inordinate amount of staff time and also money to put those events on. And we decided that it was better to put that effort towards individual donors and those corporate partnerships. Instead, we wanted to have 100% of our effort going towards our mission rather than a big chunk of it going to an event venue instead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, what has been some of the biggest challenges and even some of the biggest surprises when it comes to since making this transition?
So I would say challenge-wise, we definitely had people who supported us only through events. Mm-hmm. So finding a way to connect with those people has been a challenge that we met by telling our story through authentic stories of the impact that we make at PADS. So those stories that I was telling you about while we were chatting in the green room of the guests who have come through our doors, that's our way of connecting with people now. Even if maybe they only came to our gala, now they're learning about our work through these stories. And I would say the absolute biggest surprise has been how this community has shown up time and time and time again in a way that I can't even put into words. The generosity of the people of this community has been overwhelming. My team laughs because we have a bell that we ring every time we get a donation. We've been ringing that bell a lot, and I cry every time we get a donation. And they laugh that if we could fundraise with my tears, we would not be in the financial pickle that we're in right now.
Well, that's so sweet that you show that emotion and the compassion that you have for the community.
Yeah, the people that stay at our shelter are very special. They're not what most people think of when they think of homelessness. And the work that my team is doing is making it possible for those people to continue to get our services. And once you know the human behind, the whatever brought them there, I would do anything I could to make whatever money I needed to make for them to be able to continue to get those services.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Now, how are you building and maintaining relationships with corporate partners in a way that keeps them engaging in long term?
Yeah, it's been challenging. I'm not going to lie. Most companies are used to the idea of events-based partnerships. They sponsor an event and they get some kind of benefit from that. So we are just getting ready to launch a new corporate partnership package where, depending on what level somebody supports the shelter, there will be benefits to that. So if anybody's listening that might be interested in supporting the shelter in a unique way, please reach out. I'm just about to launch that program.
That's awesome. That's exciting. There's also some recent successes here as well. Your recent bed frame campaign raised $6,000 in short time. So what do you think resonated most with a lot of the donors about that specific?
People want to fund a specific need. Like our executive director asked if we could raise maybe $2,500 to supplement a grant that we got for these bed frames. And I said, give me a week, we'll raise that money. I didn't even hesitate. I said, we will raise that money within a week. And we raised almost 3 times that much in about a day and a half.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
And people they want to know that they made an impact. And when it comes to sleeping, knowing that even though we have beautiful mattresses that were made here in Elgin, they're still on the floor, knowing that their money could help increase the dignity of our guests by providing bed frames. Anybody that was able, in fact, we had people after we closed the forum that said, please, can I help? And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, we're good. Like, we funded the need. We'll still take your money for operation stuff, but that need was met. Now we're trying to figure out how can we do it for other things.
Definitely. Can you share a story or a moment from that campaign that really stood out to you or your team?
See if I can do it without crying. So I get all of the emails whenever a donation is made. And when an email came in for a donation and I saw that it was from a previous guest, I thought, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. What a testimony to the work that we do, that he, first of all, came, he went through the whole process. He came into the shelter. He was with us for a long time. He has moved into his own housing and he's thriving, and he was able to give back to us in a way that he knew, more than anybody else who donated. He knows what it's like to sleep on that mattress on the floor at PADS, and that he could help with that donation. I will never, ever forget that.
That's really powerful too, because it shows how they were at, in one place and where they got to, and they remembered where they had been, and they said, thank you.
Yeah.
I love that.
I will never, ever forget that. Out of all the donations I think that have ever come in during my time, that has a very special place in my heart.
Definitely. Let's talk a little bit here about an upcoming event. There's a garden party. So it's the first ever garden party. It sounds like a really meaningful new event. So tell us a little bit about what attendees can expect.
So we have been looking for a way to reach a different type of audience with our events. And since we went from 5 events back down to 2 events, we knew that we wanted to make this a meaningful opportunity to reach a different audience. And so the event will be on June 7th at Gather in Pingree Grove. It will be a brunch, a update from our executive director. It'll be our first event after our community stakeholder meeting. And there will be an auction of art from local artists and also a raffle. And this event is honoring the legacy of Teresa Nolet. And I know you wanted to ask me about Teresa. Teresa was a social worker, and when I spoke with her husband, Michael, he told us these beautiful stories about how anytime they were out in the community, if they'd gone out to dinner, that whatever leftovers they had, that they would stop and pass out their leftovers to people who needed them. And she just had such a passion for helping people experiencing homelessness that after she passed away, it was her wish to make a legacy gift to PADS. And the gift that she left us, there were a lot of tears. I'll just say that it was an incredibly generous gift, and we wanted to do something that would honor her legacy. And she was an artist in addition to being a social worker, and so we thought that this tying this connection to her art would be a lovely way to honor her legacy.
That's great. That's really cool. Now, with elements like a brunch, community updates, local art auction too, how does the garden party reflect the border, really the overall mission of PADS?
Really, this event is an opportunity to educate people about what we're doing, and we're connecting with a different audience. We, in the past, had, our big gala. We had a 5K here in downtown. We had an Oktoberfest. We had a bourbon tasting, and then we had our big honking gala. And now that we're down to these two events, we wanted to have a non-alcohol based event, first of all, and an event that was more akin to like a high tea, not because it was mission focused per se, but because it brought together a group of people that we knew would want to support PADS and the work that we're doing.
That's great. So folks, if you want to check this out, this is coming up. You can actually go to their website. So if you go to padsofelgin.org, and I'll put it up here on the screen for people to be able to check this out on the YouTube side of things. It's under the events page. You can find it. It's listed as 6/7/26, a garden party. And then it'll show you, of course, tickets and sponsorship options there. So if you want to check that out, registration does end Friday, the 29th of May at 12 p.m. So if you want to check out more information on all of this, look at that cool artwork that they've got there. Some of the local artists. That is really cool. Oh, my goodness. That's cool.
Those are from Mike Rendy. He's a local artist. That's actually my canvas right there that you've got up there.
Oh, nice.
She's from a series of art that I do called Wanda Can Do Anything.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think
it.
we've probably got, they're not all up. That's from Freddie. You'll find Freddie down at Dream Hall. He's doing 365 days of origami.
Oh, cool.
And this was a donation from him. I've got probably, it's around 15 different artists that are donating pieces to the auction. So please come out. They're going to be, it's a unique way to support PADS.
Definitely. So that's Sunday, June 7th. It's 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. And it's going to be at Gather. It's at 14N205 Ranking Road in Pingree Grove. So if you want to check that out, folks, that'll be coming up in the beautiful month of June, coming up closer into the summertime. Now, of course, I want to move forward a little bit more to talk more about community engagement here. So I know that you've got a lot of different things, from sound baths to bingo to foxtrot volunteers. You offer a wide range of community events that you do. So how do these experiences really help to strengthen your connection with the community and others as well?
Do you know what's the most amazing thing is that these different organizations come to us and say, we want to put on an event for you, and you, like the benefits, will come to PADS. And we don't have to do anything but promote it. Right, like Marshmallow Moon, that's doing the sound bath for us this Wednesday, reached out and said, we would love to do this event for you. The Foxtrot has selected PADS to be the 10th charity partner. They have not added a charity partner in many, many years, and decided to ask us to do to be that charity partner. So really, it's an opportunity where somebody else does the legwork for us, but we get to come in and educate them, whoever their patrons are, about the work that we're doing. And it's connecting with people that might never know about us. Yeah. Like, I don't know that I would ever know about people. I had honestly never heard of a sound bath until this lovely lady reached out and said, we would like to do a sound bath for you,
Very
right?
cool.
So
That is cool. And again, like we said here, a wide range of community events and things like that. So is it kind of, do you reach out to these folks, or do they reach out to you, or is it kind of a mixture?
it's a little bit of both. Like we have volunteers at the shelter dinner, volunteers, Andy and Ruth Ann Bagwell. They have been donating a monthly meal probably, I don't know, for 5-6 years. And Andy is very active in the pinball community. And every year he and his wife put on this amazing pinball tournament where all the proceeds come to us. At first, they just did it and they would drop off a check. Now we act as partners in it. We go, we give an update. That event has gone from raising, I think the first year was probably $1,500. This past November raised almost $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And they want it to be even bigger. So that's where they came to us. I know Ed Bates from the Foxtrot really well. We're both runners. So that has always been a conversation about, I would love to be a charity partner. It'd be really great if I were a charity partner. And when Ed knew that we had to cancel our 5K, putting on a 5K is so much work.
I bet. Yeah.
So he knew that we were losing out on that funding. So it was an opportunity. So that was a little bit of both. Really, if somebody wants to put on an event for us, please.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
Yes, definitely. And how can people find more information about PADS of Elgin?
Really, the best way is if you go to our website, www.padsofelgin.org, which Matt had up on the screen earlier. Please like and follow us on all our social media. Katie Early, which she is a Elgin icon, does all of our social media and has posts up every single day of the week on Facebook and Instagram, talking about what we do. And also our monthly e-newsletter, which you can sign up for on our website, is a great way to keep up to date on what's going on at the shelter.
I love it. And folks, if you want to go to their website, again, it's padsofelgin.org. You can even join their team. Volunteer opportunities are of course, always needed, so you can click on that. You can find more information, including volunteer application and meal donor application. Tell us a little bit about being able to donate meals.
So 365 days a year, dinners are provided by members of this community.
That's amazing.
Every single one is donated.
That is really amazing.
And Angie DeLeon, our volunteer coordinator, keeps a recurring meal donor calendar. And I would say probably 28 days of every month are scheduled month after month. So like the Bagwells I was telling you about, they are always the second Monday of the month. There are churches, like they're the first Thursday or whatever it is. The last couple of days are open days, and she gets them filled via her newsletter. So right now, I would say the majority of our dinners are taken care of, but we are always looking for people to donate lunches or breakfast. If anybody is interested in it and wants to know more about it, please send me an email. I would love to see someday that all of our breakfast, lunch, and dinner were donated.
That's awesome. That is so, so cool. And again, people can find more information if you go to their website, padsofelgin.org. You're located at 1730 Berkeley Street in Elgin, so that's where where you're stationed there. And again, folks, if you want to go to the website, you can check out all the different upcoming events, things that are going on. I love seeing this here on your website, the community impact last year. It shows volunteer hours, over 3,000 outreach meals served. In general, 37,190 meals served. And then 12,397 nights of shelter. That really does show, those numbers really do speak. Lots of words and experiences there. So that is really, really cool. Office hours are available Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. The shelter hours are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. And again, what would be the best phone number to call if someone maybe is in need and they...
Sure, 847-608-9744. That that number is available 24/7. So 847-608-9744 is the best number to call.
Absolutely. And I'm also seeing here on the website this nice quote: most importantly, we feel safe not just to eat and sleep, but to talk as well. So you also do have that one-on-one conversation with people. And I know we did talk a little bit about this before the interview about some of the experiences people had and that you had, and being able to come together as a community is especially very rewarding.
I am amazed. We used to not invite people into the shelter, and now I wouldn't say that we have an open door policy, but if somebody says they want to come in, I want them to experience the magic that I experience every single day. The way that the shelter is set up is it has a community eating area. It's in the same area where people are sleeping. And that communal experience is incredibly powerful. Everybody is there together, and those conversations do happen, and people are supporting each other and cheering each other on. And it's not something that any of us take lightly. We can absolutely see the power of it.
Definitely. And so again, folks, if you go to their website, padsofelgin.org, of course, you can also follow them on Facebook. They do post always on their Facebook page. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or things like that as well, too. And again, PADS of Elgin, they have their timeline photo here. It says on the Facebook side of things, just in general as well, to respectfully and compassionately empower persons and families who are in need of housing to become self-sustaining by providing shelter, needed services, and professional guidance as well, too. And again, I know you work with a lot of other different organizations as well. I know that you are also a member of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. So they've worked closely with you and Carol Gieskew. We have a show for Tuesday of the month here on the station. We talk about some things related to Elgin, and so we definitely can see that this is a very powerful experience, and people don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you again so much for coming in today and sharing your story and speaking for the many voices out there. We love it. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.